people. Okay. So you just got your PR card. Hallelujah. Yes. But now you're wondering, or you just got your PR, your confirmation of PR. Maybe the card is not here yet. And you're wondering, okay, so what does this Maple Leaf card, PR card do for me? What are the benefits of having a PR? Sit tight. You're in the right place. Hi everybody, welcome. My name is Janie Booz, aka Janie of Canada, and on this channel we talk about everything life as a professional newcomer. So how to study, work, live, and thrive as a newcomer. Okay, let's get into it. So you want to know what the benefits of being a permanent resident is compared to maybe being a worker or a citizen. So at the end of this video, you'll know seven things of what you can do with your new PR status and how that affects you. So, because I know probably before now you're just like, listen, I just want to come to Canada, I just need to get my PR and I'll worry about what it does for me later on. Okay, it's time to worry about what it does for you and all the benefits. Honestly, when I found out about a lot of these things, it's been months into my PR and I'm like, why did I waste all this time? Oh well, so let's get into it.
Hold on. Are you just watching and you're not subscribed? Let's do it together. Bada bing, bada bam, bada boom.
So actually, fun fact before we even dive into it, did you know that the permanent residency card PR route actually started in 2001? The first permanent resident cards were issued in 2002. And it's also colloquially called the Maple Leaf card. Let me see. No, there's no maple leaf on it, but you get the whole maple leaf concept. Oh, actually there's one because it's Canada. Oh well, let's get into it. So let's get into it. First perk is that as a permanent resident, you can live, study, and work anywhere in Canada. So before now, maybe as a worker, you were tied to one employer or you were tied to one area of work. Maybe you finished school somewhere, you had to work somewhere. Or maybe you had an expiry date on your work permit, so you wanted to stay with one employer until a certain time. Worry about that no more. You can actually go anywhere now. There's more feeling of job security because you can work anywhere in Canada. And with that, as a permanent resident, you get reduced tuition. It is not a mystery that international students pay up to 3 times that of permanent residents. So a lot of times, some people who want to study in Canada would come as a permanent resident and then study so they can pay cheaper tuition fees. And that's for you and your dependents if you have one. Benefit number 2, as a permanent resident, you can now sponsor your spouse and or your children. I know you're like, what? I have friends who got PRs and they were able to sponsor their husbands to come join them in Canada, and that process takes about a year start to finish. It's not bad at all. However, some people who have come through express entry, you already have your family here because you might have brought them. That's not a perk to you. Okay. Number 3, you get access to universal health care and social services. Hello, free healthcare. Oh, Canada. Well, pretty much you can access healthcare services for free now. Number 4, I think this is like the most fun one. You can now become a Canadian citizen. So a PR is like a trial citizen, and then you're on your way to getting a Canadian citizenship. What that means, obviously, if your first country allows for dual citizenship, that is one factor. The second thing to note is that for you to become a permanent resident, you must have spent 3 years out of 5, your first 5 as a permanent resident inside Canada, and then you're eligible to apply for your citizenship. However, if you lived in Canada before you became a permanent resident, like myself, say you studied or worked for a year or 2, you won't have to wait 3 years. All you need to do is, because you will get a maximum of 1 year from your previous stay before you became a permanent resident added to your time, and so all you have to do is 2 years as a permanent resident, and then you can apply for your Canadian citizenship. Hello, blue passport. Number 5, your permanent residency status cannot be taken away from you. And I'll talk about the exceptions, but I remember like being a student or working and you're like, oh my god, if I get in trouble, this can be revoked. If you, for instance, as a student, you're only allowed to work 20 hours, right? Say you mess up and you work more and you get in trouble, your home, on your way home. But as a permanent resident, for you to be revoked that, you need to do something serious, like a serious crime, or you do not meet your residency obligation. So what that residency obligation means pretty much is that you have to be in Canada for 730 days, which amounts to 2 years out of every 5-year period. So the government of Canada doesn't want to be giving people PRs, and they just don't want to stay in Canada. So pretty much, you won't be eligible for a renewal if you're not in Canada for 2 years out of 5. Canada is like, let's suffer in this cold together. Okay. Benefit number 6. You no longer require Canadian travel visa to return to Canada, aka your new home. Honestly, the government of Canada has taken a lot of my money when it comes to visas. I think I probably had 6 or 7 visas. Travel visas, maybe more, even before I moved to Canada. So now I no longer, you never see me applying for a Canadian visa anymore. That on its own is a huge perk. That's a lot of money saved. And the fun fact about travel, for those who actually love to travel, is you now actually get a new list of countries you can travel to visa free if you were not previously exempt from your country of origin. So I'm going to attach a link where you can see all the list of countries. There's a bunch of Asian countries in there, some Latin American, Southern American countries, as well as some Caribbean countries. So vacations are about to be. Also, another thing too, because I know there's not a lot of countries in Europe you can go to as a PR, but I know you can transit in the UK. You can transit, like spend some time in the UK. As a permanent resident. I actually did that this year, so I have a vlog about it if you're interested and you want to check out what that process of transiting in the UK looks like as a permanent resident. Okay, last tip or last benefit rather, you are now protected under the Canadian law and under the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedom. So pretty much imagine taking this, like some country decides to hold you hostage. I know my motherland is like, oh JD, I'm gonna put you in trouble, but I'm like, you try, yeah, Canada is gonna come for you. So pretty much you can be one of those people in the movie where your government actually comes scoop you up if there's ever any situation like that. Hopefully we don't get in those type of situations. But yeah, that's pretty much what your PR can do. That's a lot of things. That's 7 things you can do. However, what you still cannot do until you're a citizen and you have that blue passport is you cannot vote. I know. For now. As well as you cannot hold certain high positions in government. Those are the main 2 things, obviously, and you don't have that passport. But in 2-3 years from having your permanent residency, you will have that right. So let me know, which benefit are you most excited about? I'm personally most excited about the travel one, once we can travel again. And just let me know, which one are you most excited about? Which one are you going to flex? If you've liked this video, please give it a like. If you loved it, why not just subscribe so you don't miss anything coming from me? Feel free to check out my old videos, and I'll see you on the next one. Remember to have a blessed week. Bye, guys. Number 3, you get access to universal health. You are now protected under the Canadian law.